Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video here on Ethereum. A very much needed update after the price action we had yesterday, because we got the breakout or breakout reclaim, whatever you want to call it. Because in a sense, I would argue it's more of a reclaim, especially on the higher time frames. But Ethereum broke out above 2000 and 1950. All right, this was one of the potential breakouts we were talking about. In the last time I covered Ethereum, I did say, look, I'm going to be completely honest. I mean, first of all, this bullish momentum, I'm not completely sure where it came from. Obviously, we had some more strength in the markets as a whole, but that doesn't fully explain why Ethereum specifically broke out. I mean, maybe it has something to do with Trump and the World Liberty Finance Project and the expectation of potentially more Ethereum purchases, or just in general, more and more Ethereum ecosystem purchases. And we had some good news about Uniswap yesterday, which is one of the biggest decentralized applications on Ethereum. So maybe this is because of DeFi potentially becoming valued higher in 2025. All a possibility. In the end, only one thing is true, and that is that we actually did break out. All right, so that's what we'll talk about. Like I said, we talked about it in the last video, but back then it was still very uncertain, and we were basically waiting for either a spike down lower into 1650, 1550, or this reclaim. So we got it. Now the main question is well, was this a real breakout? Was this a real reclaim or not? All right, because that's always the big question you have to answer with Ethereum, because most of the time, in 2024 especially, when Ethereum outperformed Bitcoin, it always did not last long, and it always came back down afterwards. All right, so that is the main fear right now as well. And I gotta say, looking at Ethereum right now, it actually looks like a real breakout. All right, you can see right here, the main level that we needed to break back above was 2000, obviously. Big psychological level, but also technically very, very much respected. But the entire support we have is between 2000 and 1950. You can see the top of the previous range we had during the middle of March was actually right here at 1950. And you can also see, if you take a look at the order flow, I'd say, is that we still have some sort of an open print right here that we could potentially fill up, and a fair value gap right here, which is pretty massive. So not only has Ethereum broken out with volume, because that is also the case. I mean, the volume spiked up to the highest levels we've seen since the crashes we've had at the start of March. So not only did we break out with volume, but no, we're actually holding the first support level we have relatively well as well. So that, purely technically, I have to say that looks pretty convincing. That looks like a pretty convincing breakout. Now, fundamentally, like I said, I'm still a little bit stuck. I don't really see any reason why I should expect an Ethereum breakout here, or an Ethereum reclaim here. If you take a look at the metrics here, as you can see, is that I want to look at the economic. What you can see is that, yes, I mean, over the last week, the total value locked has been relatively stable, but that's very much in line with the price action of ETH itself. And then if you take a look at the DEX trading volumes, they've been very low. So fundamentally, it's definitely not because of the fundamentals here. We also still had massive Ethereum ETF outflows in the last 2 weeks or so. So I'm still a little bit hesitant about this breakout. And personally, I did buy Ethereum yesterday. I sold it already. I am looking to buy Ethereum a little bit lower here in this support level in the fair value gap. If you're interested in that, consider joining the Signal group, in which I post all of my trades. So I do think that, mostly because of the technicals, this is a real breakout, and we can actually stay in this level. You should expect some volatility. We might spike down, especially today and tomorrow, when it's going to be quite volatile. But ultimately, I think it's a real breakout. So I do think we'll be able to stay in this level right here on top of 2000 with the occasional spike down. I do not see enough right now from Ethereum to actually push up higher. All right, so I don't think yet this is going to turn into an uptrend, but I do think that the breakout is real, and I do think we can at least have somewhat of a more bullish structure. But that's it for now. That's what I think you need to know. If you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. But for now, have a great day, take care, and bye.